talking about Gonzaga and how they are absolutely a cut above, and they are the best team in the country. They crushed Oklahoma. Michigan, I thought that was just an incredible game to watch on CBS with a friend Andrew Catalan doing the play-by-play. Michigan was awesome last night. I love their toughness, their diversity down the stretch to hold off LSU. Bama destroyed Maryland. Big Ten, a complete and utter disaster. Bill Self, I mean, that was so predictable. Kansas with an all-time low against USC, so that's been a big topic for discussion. Coolio and Bill Walton, both light years ahead of the curve. Ain't no party like a West Coast party because the West Coast party don't stop. Pac-12 keeps on keeping on. A lot of love today for Oregon, for USC, for UCLA. So nonstop on college basketball. The best team in the NCAA tournament has been blank and why. Which team is the biggest threat to Gonzaga in the tournament? Alabama, Baylor, Michigan, or other. So we will get those results coming up in a little bit. Spent a ton of time in the first hour and the beginning of the second hour on the Giants. Giants have had a tremendous offseason after, at first what happened with Zeitler and then Tomlinson, and you wondered if Gettleman was awake. Love the Kenny Galladay signing. Love the Adoree Jackson signing, and Dave Gettleman deserves credit. I don't think the Giants are a playoff team, and at the end of the day, I think they'll miss it because of Dave Gettleman's prior failures and having not any clue what the hell he's doing, specifically when it came to the draft pick of Daniel Jones. So, all can be true, but the Giants do deserve a lot of credit here. And we talked about Kyle Pitts running a 4.46 in the 40 of the Florida Pro Day. He's going to be an absolute stud. Did you see Bob Kraft's commentary to our good friend Peter King on the franchise's recent spending spree in free agency? Bob Kraft, it's like investing in the stock market. You take advantage of corrections and inefficiencies in the market when you can, and that's what we did here. We'll see. Nothing is guaranteed, but I'm very cognizant of that. We're not in the business to be in the business. We're in this business to win. How about that? And, he also told Peter King, we used to laugh at teams for spending like they would spend in the offseason. Look, I think that what the Patriots did was right. I think it was necessary. Judon, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, worth every single penny. They improved the defensive line. They needed the tight ends. Jalen Mills in the defensive backfield. The roster was atrocious. It was barren. They needed to do this. So, to me, I think it's all intelligent. But we'll see. It's definitely a difference here. I do think they need another quarterback. We'll see if they get one in the draft. We'll see if Jimmy Garoppolo becomes available. But it's going to be very interesting to see what's next here. But I think this was the only way to attack it if you are Bill Belichick and Bob Kraft. Will in Baltimore, our good friends. Next on Sports.
Hey, it's Will from Baltimore here, and I was wondering your opinion on Alabama. I picked them to go to the finals, and I heard you picked Michigan to win that conference, or that side. What were you thinking? They were shooting them all over my team yesterday, the Terps.
Listen, Will, I think Alabama is in the category of 4 teams that can cut down the nets. And that's how we started the show at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Gonzaga, to me, is number 1 draw line. Then you have Baylor, Michigan, and Alabama, and you can debate the order. But Alabama, to your point, absolutely deserves to be in that conversation and in consideration there. That's exactly how I'd frame it. What they did to Maryland, your Terps yesterday, you know this. Maryland hadn't given up 90 points all year. Shackelford was incredible. They shoot the lights out. Their three-point shooting is awesome. It was just a treat watching them play. And also, this is not a surprise. Nate Oates is a gem of a coach. They play in a great conference. They've played great defense all year, and they shoot the lights out. So I could not have been more impressed by Alabama, and I hope that the basketball gods give us Michigan and Alabama in the Elite Eight, because that would just be a tremendous, tremendous ball game.
Yeah, I think that would be a great game too. Who do you think will come out on that game? What are you thinking? Michigan? You still sticking with your team?
Yeah, I still think Michigan would win that game. I said earlier in the show I don't feel as great as I once did about that, but I think Juwan Howard is a gem. I think that Michigan proved that they can win without Livers. And look, they did. I mean, LSU is a talented team, and not having Isaiah Livers is a big deal. I think eventually that'll cost them in terms of, the ability to win a championship, but Brown was amazing off the bench. Eli was incredible. Eli Brooks was awesome. Dickerson down low is a beast. And Wagner really had a bad game by the standards that we're accustomed to seeing. Came on late. Had that Franz will pump you up jam. Our friend Andrew Catalan absolutely nailed that call. That was amazing. But I think Michigan absolutely could beat Alabama and can absolutely get to the Final Four. Billy in Massachusetts, our good friend. Next on Sports.
Hi, Adam. I'm a first-time caller.
Hey, Billy, welcome to the family, my friend. Appreciate you.
Thanks. I just wanted to say that I've been a Syracuse fan since 8th grade, and I'm 72 years old now. So, and the reason why is my brother went to Syracuse, and he was president of his class, and he graduated with Jim Boeheim and Dave Bing. And Dave Bing is my favorite basketball player of all time.
That's awesome.
Floyd Little is my favorite football player of all time. Just to kind of name drop, my brother was president of his class there, and he became a United States congressman. And Dave would come every time he ran and would campaign with us. So I got to meet him, which was a real thrill for me. But anyway, I just wanted to say the Buddy interview was fantastic.
Thank you.
And I really enjoy listening to you. I'm also I'm calling from Massachusetts, so I'm a tremendous Boston sports fan. So, there's things that I'm so disappointed in when we lose players like Chara and Mookie and Tom Brady, and so I'm a little disappointed in that.
It's been a rough 12 months after years of domination, but I hear you, Billy, and you're 100% right. We'll see what the Celtics do, if anything, before the trade deadline coming up this week. And as always, great stuff. Appreciate it. The Patriots, they're certainly back with all those free agent moves. There's no question about it. Still think they need a new quarterback. They definitely need a new quarterback. Michael in the OC, our good friends. Next on Sports.
Adam, sing with me. We are Pac-12. We are Pac-12. Adam.
We are Pac-12. We are Pac-12.
Adam, you sing that fantastic.
I think the
Adam,
Coolio version is better. Ain't no party like a West Coast party because a West Coast party don't stop, Michael. How about your conference?
Adam, it's unbelievable. The Conference of Champions, as Bill Walton likes to say. Adam, Stanford's 1, UCLA's 2 in total. It's just great. It's great publicity for the Pac-12 conference, the conference I love, the conference I've grown up with since it was the Pac-8. They went to the Pac-10, then the Pac-12. Sam, seeing all these players on display, seeing Clark and Seth and all the guys talk about the Mobleys, talk about Jaime and Johnny.
Yeah.
It's really heartwarming, Adam. It's really nice to see the West Coast love. And here we are, Adam, 4 teams in the Sweet 16. Are you kidding me? SC and Oregon? I think I'm looking at the Pac-12 Conference Tourney in Vegas bracket. I mean, what is going on? And my Bruins. Adam, listen, I'd say that was an easy game yesterday. They got a break, obviously. Abilene.
Yeah, but you know what? You don't apologize for it. You know this better than anyone, Mike. You guys got some really bad breaks all season. And Mick never used it as an excuse and never used that to stress the negative. Said, hey, we got to persevere. And, you know what? You got a break, and you're going to take it. And I love it. I'm happy for you, so happy for you as a friend, and I'm happy for Mick and all the players and all the UCLA fans.
Adam, UCLA in the Sweet 16, it just goes well together. It's been a few years. It's nice to be back. And then, it's funny about this team. I look at this team. I see Chris Smith, right, who got injured. He's with the team in Indy. He's been at all the practices. He's the guy that's always putting the sticker when they advance, right, up on the board. And that shows me what Mick has built here. He's built a community. He's built this great group of guys playing together. Chris might come back. He could go pro because, he tore something. But it's just great to see the families I see on Twitter. They're loving it, the boys. It's just fantastic. It's just fun to see. And then you got Buddy in that great interview you did. It's just a great time of the year, Adam. It's just, these stories are just heartwarming. You just don't see them again. It's always once a year you see this greatness, these guys on display, and we're seeing some incredible games.
Listen, I know there's a segment of people that say, well, the Blue Bloods aren't in. You don't have Duke. You don't have Kentucky. I can't even wrap my brain around what that means. Seriously, I can't.
I agree.
I can't. Now, it's one thing if your school isn't in, we can have a discussion, but you're 100% right, Mike. March Madness is amazing, and you need that healthy diet of upsets and top seeds making it far in the tournament, so there's interest level. But you know this better than anyone. Loyola, Chicago, Oregon State. If that game is on television in January, you're not watching it. If in the Sweet 16, if you're paying attention, that could be as competitive a game as we're going to have. That's going to be a tremendous sporting event.
I am so excited about the Beavers. I mean, it's incredible. It's just incredible because I've seen this team, right, all year, and I saw, nothing really happened. And for them all of a sudden to come out of nowhere like this, it's so exciting. Even the football school, Adam, USC. Yeah, sure, it's great. They're moving on, it's good to see. It's just fantastic. It's just great to see all this, and let me tell you, the Bruins play Alabama, and it's funny. During the football season, there's a guy that had a sign at one of the college game days. It says, "We want Bama." He's a UCLA fan. He's got it. We got Bama. It's hysterical. Check out that site. It's going around Twitter.
It's interesting.
It'll be a tough game.
I think you guys will lose this game, but I don't think it's going to be a bloodbath. And I know I've spent a lot of airspace today saying a lot of positive things about Alabama basketball, and they have more talent, make no mistake, and they deserve to be favored, make no mistake about that. But I think UCLA is going to hang. I would be surprised and disappointed if that wasn't the case. And Mike, congrats on UCLA. Appreciate the call. You're 100% right on the genius of the Bruins. You're 100% right on the genius of the conference. This USC Oregon game, which I got right and we predicted was going to be the case, this is going to be one of the best ball games of the tournament. That I am so excited about USC and Oregon. And Bill Walton was light years ahead of the curve. He had four teams from the conference in the Final Four. Coolio was right. Ain't no party like a West Coast party. And it's going to set up for some delicious matchups coming up in the Sweet 16. We're going to take more of your outstanding telephone calls. Plus, we'll get into the biggest fraud in March Madness right after this.